Howdy, 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 and more howdy to you. Welcome to the Lady Walker Show. I am Lady Walker, and my peeps, we have another Jim Dandy of a show in store for you. My guest is back, and she is going to tell us about her new book that is entitled How to Balance Work and Write a Book. By the way, she is an author. This is her third book thus far. She is an entertainer, a poet, freelance writer. She's a singer, entrepreneur, and God knows many, many other wonderful things. So welcome back to the show, Ty A. Patterson. Greetings.
Yes, greetings. How are you?
All is well, working out for my greatest good.
That's right. I heard that.
What about you?
Awesome.
You look great.
Thank you so much.
And one thing I really, I think I told you that I did go on your, not Facebook.
Instagram.
Yes. Because we are Facebook friends, but I don't go on Facebook that often, every now and then. But I went on your Instagram page the night before this taping, and I saw, I like your style. And you have different hairstyles. Ooh, I love that about you. I love that.
Thank
I
you.
know I love to change up my hairstyle. Yes. And I tell you, you look gorgeous on those pictures.
Thank you so much.
And that is when I found out that you are in a sorority. Which one is it?
Zeta Phi
Okay,
Beta
Zeta.
Sorority Incorporated. Yes.
Yes, a member. And I did not know that. I said all the time that I have talked with her and interviewed her, I didn't know that.
Yes. As of 2002 at Jackson State University, yes, I became a member. And then I went on to, now I'm in Alpha Delta Zeta. So that is the Jackson chapter and the first graduate chapter here. So I'm really, really excited about that. And my daughters, they're coming along. Behind me, they have youth auxiliary groups. So both of my daughters are in the Zeta youth auxiliary groups as well. And my oldest was actually the president of her group last year.
Great.
So they are.
What age? Ages of the daughters?
The ages of the daughters now 6, and then one is about to be 15.
Wow. Teen.
So the teen, she's in her last stage. You have the pearlettes, those are really the babies. You have the amiquettes and then arcanettes, which are going to be high school. So she is at Jim Hill now in the 9th grade. She's in ROTC and just doing all these things. And leadership is really something that she is showing me right now. So I'm all for that.
Well, that's good because look at mom. Look what mom is doing. That inspiration behind her.
Right.
You know, being in that leadership role.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That is great. So now, since the last time I interviewed you, you have done quite a few things. So let's just update us upon what you have been doing since then. Now, of course, this is Ty's new book, How to Balance Work and Writing a Book. Mm-hmm. Y'all, listen, let's support. Let's support. Now, this is your latest book.
Yes,
now,
it is.
Tell us about what inspired this book, How to Balance Work and Writing a Book.
Well, the first book was Southern Jewel, and the second one was Jackpot. And then after that, I had a lot of people sending me messages and calling saying, I really, really want to write a book. I've got a story, but I work. I'm in school. I don't have time. So since so many people were asking me, I said, well, let me go ahead and just give some tips that I use because I've always worked. And if you have children, you work full time, no matter what else, that you're doing. But if you have a purpose, it's very important that you get it out and that you have fun doing it and that you do not feel pressured or obligated. So it's not really about forcing yourself to do it, but finding time to be productive so that you can get it out. So I went back and thought about, okay, when I was working at this job, what were the resources? Who was I talking to? What was I doing? How was I able to even get my mind focused? That's a big part of it too, focus.
Yes.
And like I was saying earlier, you don't go to work to write a book, but you have breaks, you have certain things like that you can do. And if you're gonna be a good writer, it's important that you read. A lot of people don't like to read anymore. I've had someone tell me, I don't want to read, so that's why I didn't take the test.
I hear a lot of that
Yeah.
as well from people that they do not like reading.
Not
but
wanting to read.
missing out on so much valuable information.
That's right. If you want something in you to come out, something has to be in there first. So you do have to read. Even with me, I have a lot of books in me, but I still have found myself, you got to keep up with what's going on. You got to read even the old books. I am a huge Terry McMillan fan because I was sneaking and reading them. So I still have a little bit of that in me. Wasn't supposed to be reading it, but I say it all the time. I was reading them anyway. So just pull out those old things within you and get excited about it, because if it's something that you enjoy doing, you will make time to do it. And that's in any aspect of life, even if it's a little time. A little bit goes a long way when you are pursuing something that's really, really in you.
Now that's interesting when you said that if it's something that you enjoy doing, you will find the time to do it. And that is so true. You will find the time to do what you enjoy doing. And that which you enjoy doing can certainly open doors for you.
Oh, financially and mentally. Sometimes we get so caught up in social media, we got to see what everybody else is going on, and we're not doing anything.
True.
We're watching everybody around us excel and do things, or send a photo as if they are excelling. Because
what you say, send a photo as if
right, because we know Facebook and fakebook kind of go hand in hand sometimes. So we get wrapped up in what everybody else is doing, and some of us have the nerve to kind of get jealous hearted instead of put that down and work on yourself. So you can have something to put on there and be proud of and show people. And so I said, when they were asking me how, I'm like, I was first of all honored that somebody would even come to me and ask me and want to know something from me. So I'm not a crab in the barrel type person. I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to do
it. Being able to have some knowledge that you can share with someone and not being concerned that they are going to outdo you.
That's right, and that's a lot of the problem. And then sometimes you can give people too much information and they don't really know how to keep track of it. So putting it in a book is the perfect way to do it. You can pick that book up anytime if you forgot about it and say, okay, now what did she say I need to do? Just go ahead and do it. And hopefully those dreams and those thoughts will come out. Because everybody does have a story. And when we forget about our journey and we forget about the things that we've overcome, and it doesn't even have to be anything serious, maybe just a lot of funny time that you want to share with people, some memories that you want to share with people. Somebody needs that, and that is of value to somebody. So it's really important that you get away from the things that you're doing that are not really productive. There's a difference between a hobby and you wasting time. Do something that's going to inspire those gifts, stir it up, write it down, keep anything you can write on, keep a journal, keep a pen, because you never know when a thought might hit you.
Exactly.
And don't think that your thoughts are too small or that you don't have a life that somebody will listen to. Everybody has a story. I want to hear the story. There are people in my life right now that I am helping and I'm pushing them because I know that their story will strike a match. And I don't want to be over them and have them looking up to me and I'm not giving them something back in return, because it's not fair. And you have to be careful who you mistreat and who you push to the side and who you give them a little bit of information but not enough. Because if God gives you a path, whoever is meant to see them will see them. It may not be you giving them this little piece of information because you don't want them to excel, and then they use that little piece and go meet somebody that's huge. So what God has for you is for you. It's going to happen anyway.
That's right. We
have to be a vessel and be willing to help people along the way and stop thinking that we hold people's destiny in our hands. We're just supposed to use what God gave us to help somebody else.
That's great. Now listen, we are going to take a break and come back and continue to talk about your latest book.
Awesome.
Entitled How to Balance Work and Writing a Book. For those of you who are interested in writing a book, just pick up yourself a copy, and Ty is going to give us that information on whereby you can go and purchase that book later on. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, my peeps. My guest is Ty A. Patterson, author, freelance writer, entrepreneur, poet, and a host of other interesting things.
Yes.
So tell us about that entrepreneur part.
Okay. Actually, this happened during a time where I had gotten laid off from a job, and they gave us the severance, and I used the money very wisely. I went and got a printer and computer and all of these things, and I actually started this shopping site that I would pick back up at another time. And then I got laid off again. So when things start happening to you and now for you, it's time to, see, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm not doing? So as of right now, I do have a t-shirt line because I do motivational speaking. So the t-shirt line for the women is called Pretty Personality. And then the back of it will say, beautiful people have beautiful minds.
Great.
From that has also stemmed a men's line called Genuine Gentlemen.
Oh.
On the back of that shirt, it'll say it is wise to have high standards, but it's good to have high standards, but it is wise to become them.
Great.
So what I do with that is I like to have them available because of the fact that we wear a lot of graphics on our clothes, but we have to be very careful because those are labels. And Pretty Personality, I have noticed and this is true, when I wear the shirt, there is a certain way I check myself more. Because you cannot say what you want to say, and then somebody walking by and you have this pretty personality and they're looking like, where? I don't see it. I don't see it. So I have one in several different colors: red, blue, purple, white, black, and a lot of people have been getting those.
Now, what sizes do they go up to?
From small to 3X.
Oh, great, great.
And I'm going to fuss a little bit because I always have people that will ask me, do you have a larger size shirt? I'll tell them, yeah. And then they'll say, okay, well, I'm going to get back to you. My sisters, my curvy sisters, get this shirt because I have it. You look good at it. I want you to get it, and it is available. Beautiful colors. And then what I do is when people take their picture with the shirt on, I repost them and say some good things about them because I feel like that's my way of saying I really appreciate you. Every single person that has bought that shirt, I kind of try to honor them back. Say something that I know about them, and they tell me, I wore my shirt to work today, and they'll send me, and I love that.
That's great.
I see people at my job wearing them, and I can't even keep track of when they wear them. I just see the shirts floating around. But it literally helps you to kind of check yourself just a little bit when you see that. It has an effect on people, but when you are already in a situation and then you have on something that says boss chick or something like that, it's going to do something to your attitude, your personality, and it might not be a positive result. And we have to start young. So I have some for my daughters. So when they come with me, they'll have the shirts on too. And a long time ago, we did a fashion show with it was like Magnolia Fashion Week, and we did the shirts. But with the men, I really like to see them wearing, and actually the guy that printed the shirt was like, I want one of these shirts. So that was good. And they go up to 3X as well.
That's great.
So with that, and in the books, I have 4 more that I'm trying to hurry up and get out.
4 more books.
4 more. It's a series that I'm working on. I really have to get focused. And that one will be called Let's Talk Life. And the acronym will be LIFE. And so each letter will talk about something else. So it might be L will be love. The I might be inspiration. The F might be friends and finances. And the E may be expectations. I'll figure it out. But we're going to use those books because sometimes you just want to read about one thing.
Right.
You may not want to read about everything somebody's writing. Just pick something that's for you. And I want that to be available for my readers. But eventually now I do want you to have all of them. But we want to start with that series and see how that works to try to get people a little bit motivated.
Now I know coming up, the latter part of this month, October, up into the first or second day in November or whatever, JSU has their homecoming.
Yes.
And tell us how you are a part of that.
I'm a part of that this year, and I'm really, really excited because I am an alumni of Jackson State class of 2004, business major. And this year, I'll be able to hold a book signing at the Jackson State bookstore. So the first day of homecoming week is October 30th, that Monday. That's the day that I will have the book signing from 10 to 2 at the bookstore. And then we'll have other festivities that week. And then that Friday, everybody is always back on campus on the yard. Well, I'll be a vendor on that Friday. So I'll have the books, I will have the shirts, and I will also have like free giveaways to those that come and purchase. I love giving away things because I know how we are. I know how I am.
I know too.
I like to get some things free, so I want to make it fun. And if you miss me on Friday, come on out. Monday, you miss me Monday, come on out that Friday.
Okay, come out. Okay, if they miss you on that Monday, that Friday,
you can still come out to the campus, and I have everything set up. But I wanted to make sure that the people on campus knew more about fellow students that have graduated and gone on and done things,
right,
because they see different people in different lights. They see negative, but they really need to see positive things from people that went to Jackson State University. And that's something that I really wanted to get connected with, because a lot of people do not know certain things about me. Like I was in sorority. I've been in the sorority for 15 years.
Wow.
And still doing things with that. And then with Jackson State, that is really my heart, I love. That's my school. So I want people to know, okay, this is a product of Jackson State University. So if she did that, then there's no limit to what I can do.
Exactly. Now we are going to probably take a break first and then let you come back and tell us about motivation, because you go out and you do motivational speaking to churches and other places that may desire to have you to come out. We want to talk about that. But before we take the break, I think I asked the last time, but with you doing all that you are doing, and especially as a writer, do your daughters aspire to become a writer? Do they want their own books?
Well, I thought they did, but they're going a different route. They both can sing, and they are really good. Even the 6-year-old, I found a recording of her when she was 4, and she could sing. So they can really sing. But the oldest one is into chemistry, and she has already decided that she wants to go to school for chemistry out of state.
That is great. Wow, that is so great. Chemistry, all
Chemistry.
So she must be really good in that arena.
Well, right. And see, at first I thought she was just really good at making a mess. Because we all think that.
Oh, really?
You got to be careful. You got to be careful and observe, because she is always making things. She can make makeup. She can make jewelry. She can, do a lot of things, but concoctions is really her. So I do a lot of cleanup. I keep a lot of strong chemicals.
She can make her own makeup?
Yeah. She does a lot. And the youngest one, she can draw. She can draw. Now, I drew all these things, but they're starting to define themselves in them now. They're separating, because I used to make perfume. I used to do a lot of things like that too, from fresh roses and do things like that. So she has stuck to that. So STEM program, that's something I'm looking forward to getting her into. But the youngest one, she draws really, really strong to be 6. And she sings. She actually has a deep voice.
She does.
All of them can sing, they can harmonize. So they're going to be in music some type of way, but one may be in design, but the oldest one, she's already made up her mind. She's going to be a chemist.
That's okay. She wants to be a chemist. Okay, that's where it is.
Yes.
All right, then. Well, we are going to take another break and come back and continue along the pathway of finding out who you are and the things that you are doing.
Awesome.
All righty, beloved. We will be right back. Welcome back, my peeps. My guest is Ty A. Patterson, author of How to Balance Work and writing a book. Also, she is the author of Southern Jewels, The Elements Within, and Jackpot, Everything That Glitters Ain't Gold. All right, then. We were talking on a few other things. Let's talk about you as a motivational speaker.
Okay. That is something that kind of brought me out of my shell, and I have a couple of engagements coming up The biggest one I'll never forget is speaking for the National Council of Negro Women, which I am now a member of that. I was a keynote speaker. Coming up, I will be in Tuscola, Mississippi, which is close to Lena and Carthage in that area. They're having a conference, and it's, normally they're morning conferences, and they'll give me a theme, and this theme will be ordering my steps. So that's pretty much what happens. They'll give me a topic, and I will say something along those lines, maybe about 20, 30 minutes, and have fun with it. You never know what I might do. I might bring gifts, I might bring candy, music, all of that. So you never know. I just say, just go ahead and contact me, and we will have a wonderful time. And I actually got a mentee out of this because I went to United Fellowship off of Old Kent, the humongous church that we always see. And one of the young ladies asked me to be her mentor. And that is really what I want. And even that just one, that's like 1,000 to me.
Yes, it is.
She is at Jim Hill High School. And she contacts me, and I tell her, contact me for anything. If you want to go out to lunch, whatever it is, make sure your parents know what you want, what you got going on, because sometimes they'll talk to other people more than they'll talk to their parents, because we all think our parents are lame and they don't know anything and they've never been young before. So I try to keep that youthful connection so that people understand, okay, I've been there, I know exactly what you're going through, you cannot shock me. So get it out, talk about it. And that's what she wants to do. So I have my daughters, and then it's different having somebody from the outside, because they look at you in a whole nother way.
Right.
Sometimes your kids think you're fussing all the time and you're crazy, but they see, okay, this person has really done what they set out to do, and that's what I want to do. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay, now I mentioned that you are an entertainer.
Yes.
Now you have helped write plays.
I was challenged to actually write a short screenplay, and I did that, performed that, sang in it. It came together. The people that were in it did not know they were going to be in it. It was last minute. I gave them the script, and we did not rehearse, and it came across perfectly. I have never experienced anything like that, but I still have the script. I help write for other people, Mississippi Style Magazine. I was a writer for that, and I did an article on finance. That is not normally something that I would do, but you have to broaden your horizons. If you're a writer, you are a writer. So that helped me to do research and read other books about finance, and I learned a lot from that. So anything, I'm still doing plays. There is a play coming up called I Never Thought I'd Be in This Place that I'll be in as well, so stay tuned for that. I was in Girls Trip, the movie with Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah. I saw myself, it was brief, but I was there.
But you were in it.
I was there.
You were in there.
And the last thing I did was I was a hand model for SNAP, Department of Mississippi. They did a segment on foods, and I was a hand model for that. And that is way harder than it sounds, I promise you, but there's money in that.
Really?
So when you follow what you are destined to do, you never know what route it will take you. You just have to be available and have faith.
Now, I know on Facebook, you have posted some pictures of some food. Delectable looking pictures.
Yes.
That you prepared.
Yes.
How do you get interested in preparing food from scratch?
Creativity, because I like to create things and draw and colors and things like that too. And then being health conscious. So I got the juicer. I love what colors can come out of it. I love what it can do for you, doing research on what things are beneficial for you. But I'll tell you, my mother used to tell me, don't depend on me to cook these things. If there's something that you like, you need to know how to make it for yourself. So that encouraged me to get in there and cook. And I do not measure. I don't taste food. I don't do all of that because I don't have the patience for it.
Really?
I like to smell it, and based on that, I like the presentation and the taste, but it's like the technical things that actually matter is what I kind of...
So you don't taste it while you are...
No.
While it's, before you put it all together and put it in the oven, just to make sure it's seasoned right?
Nope. And it always comes out right, and I don't know how. Prayer works, so they pray, Lord, I don't, please let this come out right. But I do sell the pound cakes. I've catered before.
Oh, okay.
I've catered a birthday party. Someone asked me to do a wedding, and I doubted myself. I didn't take that. I said, no, I thought that would be too much. And I said to myself, I won't do it again. If an opportunity comes, you take it.
So you said you do pound cakes.
Yes.
Any particular kind of pound cake? 7-Up?
I do butter pound cakes. I do sakatumi pound cakes, almond pound cake, anything. But I don't do box cakes. I don't do that.
Okay, you don't do that. I don't do that. Okay, but you make various casseroles, but you don't do that. Because there was a picture, I don't forget what it was.
That shepherd's pie.
Yes.
I never made it before in my life because I never wanted it. I made it because the one that loves me, he likes it. So I said, let me try this. And he does not eat certain meat, so I did turkey. And just based on the things that I like to taste and that he likes to taste, I went ahead and made it. And 2 days, it was gone, and it was a big dish of it.
Did your girls eat it?
They ate it. Now, they did not like the way that it looked. They still want their food separated. So the fact that it was all together did something to them. And I get it, because that's why I didn't want it. But it was so good. I just try. It comes together. But fruit trays, I do a lot of fruit trays for like boat rides and things like that.
Oh.
I love presentation because I do believe that is everything. But you gotta it gotta be good too. Yes. Not on just the outside, but on the inside.
Oh, that is so good. Now, not only do you cook, good cooker and all of that, but I mentioned something early on that you sing.
Yes, that's another thing that I kind of got away from because I was forced to do it as a kid. So I was like, if I ever get an opportunity to make my own choice, I'm not going to do it. But if there is a calling, you cannot run from it. So I got back into it because someone that wrote a play, they wrote me in it and they said, I want you to sing no music. And that is the testimony or test. If you can sing with no music, you can sing. So I had to start doing that. And then also, Lynch Street AME Zion, they have women's conference. And they allow any woman to come and join the choir that they do, a showcase on that Sunday. So every year I've been going to that and just coming together and just utilizing it and just singing. I do hashtag Girl in the Garage on Instagram. That's me. I don't show my face because I don't know what I'm gonna look like when I'm singing, and I might be looking crazy. So I want you to hear the words. So I do a little bit, not much, but that is going to come out as well.
Oh, very creative. Ty is going to give out any contact information just in case some of you may be interested in knowing where can I go on the internet to purchase any one of her books. Where can I go to purchase one of her t-shirts? She is going to give you that information just in case you want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
You can always contact me at 601-720-4420. I would love to come to any speaking engagement or event that you may have. And you can also find all of my books on Amazon.com. If you're looking for me on social media, you can use Pretty Personality or Ty A. Patterson. Contact me and I would love to share some time with you.
All right. Well, great. Well, Ty, it has been a pleasing pleasure to sup a little tea with you.
Yes.
And I look forward to you coming back.
I will be back.
Sharing this platform with me.
Yes.
I look forward to it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thanks to Trill for coming out.
Thank you.
Beloveds, thanks to Trill for tuning in. And as always, I am going to plant you now and dig you later. Ta-ta.